Hi folks, my name is Erin McGoff. I'm a filmmaker and career educator living in New York, and today we're going to talk about 5 things that you should never say in a job interview.
No, God!
Disclaimer. Now, just like with all career advice, okay? Remember that this is all subjective. It's all squishy. It's all made up. I always say the only hard and fast career advice rule is to not have typos on your resume. The rest of it, you can take it or leave it. However, if you choose to follow what I'm going to say in this video, you are going to come off more professional. And if you don't, you are going to come off more naive. Because job interviews have these silly little etiquette rules that it's like, if you know it, and if you don't, you don't. And honestly, they're kind of classist. Okay, they're honestly really classist because it's like, oh, well, if you didn't grow up with the dad or with the school teacher who could teach you all these little tricks and rules, then you're just an idiot. Okay, I'm not gonna go on my rant now, but that's why I make my content, y'all. Candid, slightly chaotic, and very practical career advice content. And if you wanna watch more of my content, I give free daily career advice on TikTok and Instagram. I've been doing it for about 2 years, just hit 3 million followers. It just makes me so mad to think that somebody perfectly qualified with great work ethic, with a great attitude, can go into a job interview and they just get rejected because they didn't know how to answer, what are your salary expectations? Or do you have any questions for us? I digress. Let's get into it. Do I have an intro? Oh, I don't have an intro. Okay, let's just get into it then. Number 1, the first thing that you should never say in a job interview, ever, is, so what exactly do you guys do here? That just screams, I am inexperienced, I'm naive, I don't know what I'm doing, I didn't do my research, don't hire me. Because if you read the job description before going into that interview, you wouldn't be asking this question. However, I totally understand when job descriptions are a little vague and you just need some more specifics. So that's actually the question you want to ask. If you would like to know more about the specific duties and responsibilities related to the role, try this. So I saw in the job description that I would be managing calendars. Would you mind telling me a little bit more about the specifics behind that responsibility? Okay, I'm managing calendars. What software does that mean? How many calendars? How many individuals am I responsible for? That shows that you actually care, did research, and again, are a capable professional. Number 2. Do not say, oh my gosh, my last boss was such a psychopath. Buckle up, I'm gonna tell you the craziest story real quick. Please don't do this. Please. If your last boss or job sucked, I am sincerely sorry. I am. It probably did really suck. But this is not the time or place to talk about it. Again, it's like a little etiquette thing, and here's why. The person interviewing you is not your bestie. They don't want the latest tea or the juicy goss. But I do, message me later. They want to be impressed by a candidate and go home for the day. Although it might be tempting to just crap all over your last job, it's just gonna end up hurting you at the end of the day. It just comes off kind of like petty and immature and naive and honestly kind of a red flag. This is because the person interviewing you did not go through that experience with you. They have no clue what the full story is there. So for all they know, you're the issue. And you bad-mouthing a previous employer just reflects poorly on you. They don't care about the other employer. They just care about you. And so if you're talking about how there was so many issues and it was awful, they might just be thinking, oh, is this person just a lot of drama? So if they ask you a question like, why did you leave your last role? And your boss was literally Satan himself, try a more positive and diplomatic answer. Try something like, well, I've enjoyed my 4 years at ABC, and I'm proud of the contributions I made to the company. The time is right for me to move on to my next challenge. Or if that doesn't satisfy you, you can always hint at something a little stronger. Something like, in the past few months, there was a sudden shift in the management style at ABC, which has led me to pursue other opportunities. It's a shame because I really did enjoy my work and my coworkers, but ultimately I'm grateful because it led me to be able to pursue this opportunity at NBC. That is basically code for I am coming from an absolute cluster cuss, and the recruiter will get that, and they're gonna think you're so classy for having that answer. Number 3, I don't know, I don't really have an answer for that. Listen, I hear you, okay? Sometimes you're just completely stumped in a job interview. They might ask you a weird question like, what's your greatest accomplishment? Or why are manhole covers round? True story, Google used to ask that. And you might be like, I literally have no words in my brain to say through my mouth hole. But instead of saying that, try this. Oh, that's a great question. I'm kind of blanking on that story right now, but I'd really like to give you a thoughtful answer. Would you mind if we came back to that? Or something like, that is a great question. I don't think I've been asked that before. I'd love to give you a thoughtful answer. Would you mind if we came back to that? And if it's a more common question where you have been asked it and you probably should know an answer, just buy some time and ask for clarification. So if they say something like, tell me about a time you worked well with the team, and you're like, I've literally never worked. I can't remember anything. What's my name? Then take a breath, take a little sip of water, and then ask for clarification. A time you worked well with the team. Do you mean an internal team or an external team like a vendor or client? Number 4. Yeah, I just really want this job because I'm looking to learn. No. Sorry, that's aggressive.
This is a personal pet peeve of mine.
Employers don't want to hire students. They want to hire employees. This is such a common mistake people make when they're first starting out. Like every intern, entry-level person says this. I just want to learn. I want to learn more. This will be great for my resume. It's a great stepping stone. Like, cut it out. Stop that. Don't talk about what value the role will bring to you. Talk about what value you will bring to the role. They are not hiring a student. They want to hire somebody who can do a job. And it's fine, if you're early on and you're like, I'm a fast learner, I can get up to speed really quickly. But don't just talk about how you want to take stuff from the company. Talk about how you can contribute and what your unique offer is and what your value is. And number 5, the final one. So, do you have any questions for us? Nope. Besties, you're watching this video. We're not doing that anymore. Again, like all these things, if you don't know them and you're like, Erin, I didn't know that and I've done that before, that's fine. That's why I'm making the video. It's fine. No one's born knowing all this stuff, okay? That's why I'm here to teach you. But if somebody asks you if you have questions at the end of the interview, you need to say yes. And you need to have like 2 to 3 questions prepared. And the reason for this is because, first of all, interviews are a two-way street. So you need to see if the company is even a good fit for you. I mean, you must wonder about some of the things like the benefits and the culture, and what you'd actually be doing in the role. But another reason is that it just makes you look prepared and capable. Again, it's like that little etiquette thing. It's like, okay, if they knew to prepare questions, like that means that they're like a capable professional. I have a bunch of other videos with I have lots of lists and inspirations for the types of questions that you can ask, but you would definitely want to avoid, saying, so how much is this job paying? I'm going on a cruise in 2 weeks. Would I still be able to go on that? No, you want to avoid any questions like that. There are still ways to kind of ask those questions, but just in a more delicate, professional manner. If you want more from me, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok for daily free career advice. I have a ton of great resources on my website. I send out a newsletter. I have a workshop if you're trying to get a new job. It's like a program that'll help you get a new job. And just remember, nobody's born knowing all this stuff, okay? We are all learning. We are all works in progress. You got this, and I'll see you next time.